because it doesn't deserve much attention. Ziggy, our Minnesota Vikings, we're up 10-3, had the ball in our hands, and next thing you know, it's 10-10 at halftime. We're tied with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 3 turnovers. The offensive line is bad as ever. Ed Ingram, I don't like the one part of sports media that I dislike is when you harp on people, because at the end of the day, they're people. It's their job. You know, I don't want someone criticizing my job on air publicly, but my gosh, Ed Ingram at right guard has to go. I hope he can find a job somewhere else in the NFL, but it is just, holy shit, it is bad with the Vikings offensive line. And we never address it. 88 pressures last season. Led the league. 23.3% pressure rate for Kirk Cousins. First drive, he drops back twice and gets annihilated 2 times in the first drive of the game, of the season.
So you said he had a bad feeling.
Ziggy's feelings are good. I don't understand. And Ingram, not even that. He knocked the ball out of Cousins' hands. Did you see that? The first fumble of the game on the 26-yard line. Ed Ingram knocked it out of Kirk's hand on his handoff. Like, it was one of those games where the Vikings should have been up by 20 points at halftime. But with that first fumble, the second fumble led to a Tampa field goal, and then the interception right before half. That's how you lose games against teams you should beat. And it was just, every season I sit there and I watch the Vikings. And it's the same thing over and over. Fix the O-line. Dalton Reisner sitting on his ass somewhere, waiting, begging to come to Minnesota. And we just won't do it. So Ziggy, help me, walk me off the edge of the cliff here, because I tweeted out season over week 1 after the game ended. Am I wrong here, or is this Vikings team doomed?
I mean, I've been low on the Vikings all offseason. I've consistently said I don't think this team's going to be great. A lot of the success last year was luck. Indeed, their points differential so far this season is exactly the same as what they finished with last season. To give you an idea of like what that 13-4 looked like, I mean, a lot of things went wrong. Right. It's highly unusual that Baker Mayfield is playing the safe game and Kirk Cousins is the one who keeps giving up the ball. Right. We had 2 fumbles. We had an interception that offset that like 350 yards. The Buccaneers just didn't make big mistakes. So like, I don't think that this is a huge indictment in the sense of I think the team's marginally better than they played. But if you're a Vikings fan, like what is there to look forward to this year? I don't really know.
You have to find a way. It was the turnovers, because they outgained him 370 to 240.
If it makes you feel any better, the Bucs were my NFC South champion pick.
Yeah, I know, and people got on you for that too.
Yeah, they did.
Sorry, Ziggy, you were saying?
I was going to say, like, it was the turnovers to some extent, but it's not. I mean, the defense was fine. The offense was dysfunctional in other ways. But, like, there's a reason this team were 4-point favorites at home against a team of, like, the 3rd lowest projected win total in the league. The Vikings are just not good, and they showed it again.
I'll say this, too, before we move on from the Vikings. I'm holding out. Look, they're going to get mauled in Philadelphia. We all know that. That's going to be whatever the spread is.
They're only
plus
7.5.
It's 7.
Yes.
I got to hold on hope. I can't give up on early September. But it's just, I'm looking at the schedule this season. They got to go into Philly, and it would be such a Vikings thing to go in and beat the Eagles now and just be like, what the hell is going on with this team? The Brian Flores defense is the last thing I want to touch on. First half looked great. In Baker's face the entire game, a lot of pressure. And then all of a sudden, that final drive of the first half when they had the offsides on 3rd and 7, Bucs get 3rd and 2, pick it up, score a touchdown, tie the game. Tampa Bay opened the second half with a 15-play, 9-minute drive for a touchdown, one where the Vikings jumped off sides on a field goal attempt. It was just the defense crumbled in the second half, and even though the statistics aren't crazy, it was a really disappointing second half performance from that unit. People are saying, I see a lot of media saying the Vikings defense looked better. It looked better at the beginning, but then you kind of lost that midway through. It's not good when the Bucs had 3 drives or something in the second half. So there's a reason why, because they had the ball on long drives. Not good. I mean, Justin Jefferson looked like his dog got hit by a car after the game. You see that, him sitting on the sideline, just upset. That's how we all felt in Minnesota.
So what you're saying, it's improbable that the Vikings won 11 one-score games last year?
It was...
Who denied that?
Thank you, Ziggy. It was amazing last season. And it kind of had that feel throughout that we're watching the same team, and hopefully they could get it done. But you're right. It goes to show you when you can't have those miracle wins over and over and over.
I also just wanted to use the word improbable
I was
because
going to say,
Ziggy hit me with that before this.
You used it quite well.
The best part about this game came at the half when I forget who it was Matt Ryan and some other commentator.
Oh, you saw that?
And and he's like, Matt, this has a feel like Minnesota should be up like 28-3.
What a jerk.
Yet they're not. And Matt Ryan's like, oh yeah, well.
He carried it on. He handled it really well.
He did. He handled it really well. I mean, that had to have been on purpose, right? Like for sure.
There's no way that you pulled 28-3 out of thin air.
You could have said 30-3 or 20-0.
Well, I appreciate you guys listening to my Viking rant, and for any Viking fan listeners right now, we gotta stay strong for just a little bit.
It's week one.
It's week one. A lot of things change. Lions fans are all up in the comments making fun of us. You know what? You win for round one. You win round one.
You know what I was saying walking out of Pittsburgh? I said the only direction you can go from rock bottom is up.
Exactly.
You can't go lower.
It's a great point.
So
it's a great point. It's
you guys aren't at rock bottom yet.
I don't know.
Oh, that game was rock bottom.
It's two different rock bottoms.
What if you go 0-2?
It's two different rock bottoms.